So, first live broadcast here, and I just felt that I needed to really speak out. Now, I've been involved in the movie industry here for over 26 years, a lot longer than that, actually. Um, Sound of Freedom. Let's talk about the Sound of Freedom that was shot in 2018 and took all this time to be completed and put out. Um, there's a spiritual principle at work here. There's a spiritual battle at work here. And anything that dares tell the truth or expose evil is going to be attacked. If you're a person, if you're a company, you'll be attacked, and they will try to destroy you. This is something that's been going on for a long, long time, and this principle you can see it again and again and again. And the most famous of history is you take somebody like Yeshua, like Jesus Christ, uh, a man of peace, the Prince of Peace. Who could find fault with him other than the religious crowd that added too many rules and regulations and controls upon human beings that God never intended? And we're seeing this a lot today. We're seeing free speech shut down over the topics I'm about to talk about here. And let's see if this stream manages to be kept up on this channel. So, Sound of Freedom, if you don't know what this is a movie about sex trafficking children. Based on a true story. And it starts out, and I don't think I'm giving a spoiler away or anything here. Maybe I am, but you're going to go see the movie after you hear what I have to say. You're going to want to. Movie starts out, foreign country setting, Spanish speaking. Somebody comes to a door, beautiful looking model that says, hey, your children would look great. They could be successful models. And just leave them here with us and come back at 7 o'clock. No stage parents needed. No, we want the children to be natural and everything. So father drops off the children, comes back at 7 p.m. at night, and it's an empty space rented in a building. They're gone. The children are gone. I can tell you that this is a real scenario going on every day right under our noses here in America. I lived about 35 miles north of Houston in a place called the Woodlands. And I had deep conversations with two different parents that had their children sex trafficked. And I want to start with this girl. I think she was 15 or 16 at the time. And parents, I want you to listen very closely because it's so easily for you to be fooled in the blink of an eye. So her daughter had a friend that would come over to dinner all the time, and they would do church youth groups all the time. And after a while, I don't know how long this was exactly, I kind of forget, but I know it was a longer period of time, closer to a year. This friend invites the daughter to go to a Christian camp, Christian outing, weekend camp kind of thing. So everybody's like, "Wow, this is a great idea! Christian youth troop retreat." And so mom, volunteers to drive everybody to the camp, and does so. And once the daughter is there, dropped off at the camp, the friend finds her in the parking lot and says, "You know what? Let's get out of here. This is going to be boring. Let's just go have some fun." So this daughter that the family, or excuse me, this best friend that the family invited to the house and having dinner with and everything, convinces the daughter to go in the car with her. And long story short, this woman was a lure working for sex traffickers, right under the noses, under the guise of the safety of Christianity and church and youth groups and all these things. You see, evil preys on the naive, and we've become very naive today in our churches, in our comfortable churches that are so good at reserving sermons that they served up year after year after year, avoiding all the relevancy of what is going on today. Now, Jesus warned, and maybe I don't get the words exactly right here, but I think I'm pretty close actually. He said it is better that someone has a millstone, which is a grindstone. They can weigh anywhere from 80 pounds to thousands of pounds. So if they used to grind steel with and wheat and all kinds of different things. Excuse me, iron and wheat and all these kind of things. Better that they have it wrapped around their neck and tossed into the ocean than to hurt one of these little ones, speaking of the children. Now, Jesus often called the little children to himself. He said, don't ever stop them. He warned their disciples, don't ever stop these little ones to coming to me. He told adults that we need to become like little children in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, because there's something very sacred and very special about children. So the devil knows this. The devil has targeted children. Okay, he's done it all through history. In 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, there was a statue, a god, a so-called god called Molech. And it was a bull with its arms held out wide and a furnace in its belly just burning hot. And parents that wanted to have a better life, they would bring their children, and the younger the better, the babies, and have them sacrificed into the furnace of Molech in order to have a better life. Now, the same thing's going on today, and I'm just going to show you the different spectrums of this. We have abortion going on today, and over 75 million babies aborted, many of them late term, pretty much all of them after a month and a half with a beating heart. So there's something very special about the children, that the evil one comes and tells us, oh, you're going to have a better life if you don't have children. You're going to be able to go on adventures and travel and have a bigger house and more cars and live in more luxury if you don't have children. Get rid of that child. So that's just one part of it. So the other part of it, as I started off talking about here, is child sex trafficking. Traffic them to sell them to sexual pedophiles that rape them. Now, this is a heavy subject, I know. And you might not think it's going on, but I just gave you one example of how this happened in this town in the Woodlands above Houston, and in a place where one of the safest places in America to be. I mean, the police are everywhere. There are volunteer mounted policing individuals that volunteer. I think I said that. Ride around in parking lots, and just a safe place. So abductions happen in many different forms. And the devil is crafty. He's going to come after your children, whether through the parents to abort them or through loving parents that have good intentions and are just naive about what's going on in the world because we're not talking about it in church. We're too busy with the newest sound system, giving us an awesome worship experience with the $250,000 video wall, making us feel good, tickling our ears. And yet, I, I've never heard it talked about in church, not to my recollection. It's happening right under our noses. Uh, Story number 2, also from the Woodlands. This man related a story to me about his kidnapped daughter, also a young teen girl. And he ended up hiring a former, I don't know what branch of military it was, but a former soldier, a group of mercenaries, basically. He related to me that he had to break the law in many different ways to track down his daughter, and who was in a foreign country. I don't remember which one it was. But same kind of circumstances. A father that just thought everything was great, and somebody snaked their way into his life and lured his daughter away. So this is going on. This is going on everywhere. Now, it's going to be hard to hear, and it's going to be hard to believe. But often, those who are saying they are championing, sorry, champion. Okay, I'm not even going to go with it. Those that are say they're fighting for the cause of children, whether it's for a children's hospital, and again, I don't want to lump every single organization and person into this, because there are some good people with true intentions. But here's what evil also does: it sets up these organizations that fight for the children, and really they're just fronts. They're fronts. What better place to hide but where is most obvious and people are never going to believe it? Now, I had a friend that in the Woodlands that just kept pointing this out to me about another individual there, very, very rich, and I ended up going to this cause to raise this charity to raise money for children and a hospital and everything, and something was very, very strange about this individual living just very, very rich, somebody from Mexico. Not to disparage Mexicans or anything like that, but it was very strange that this individual lived in the one of the richest gated communities in this area, in this community, fought for the cause of children. Something was just off, and a friend pointed out to me, um, probably cartel. I found out later on there's a lot of very dark things going on in this community that you would find, uh, like you saw in the movie Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. This stuff is going on under our noses. Um, as I've heard stories and had things explained to me, if you're ever at a hotel and you see children wandering through a lobby and getting on an elevator without parents, there's a good chance they're being sent up to a pedophile's room. So, America, what are you going to do about it? You know, in America alone, there's over 460,000 children that go missing every year. What are we going to do about this? I want to clue you into something here. Now, I want to premise this a little bit also. You know, the Bible in the New Testament, especially, it tells us not to, it tells us first to test the prophets to see if they are from God and if what comes true, if these things that they say come true, then they are from God. Uh, we are not to ignore prophets that come along. Nowhere in our Bible does it say that God is not going to send along more prophets. But like myself, through all the years of TV evangelists, TVN, and the big hair evangelists of the 70s, and today we've got them all over YouTube. Prophet this, prophet that, and they're all sounding very, very murky. But there's one. His name is Kim Clement, or Clement, however you want to say it. A House of Destiny is the organization. His daughter still continues with it. Kim gave an amazing amount of prophecies that have all come true. And one of the ones that he's given to us, he passed away in 2016, I think a week before he was supposed to meet President Trump. But one of the prophecies that he gave is there is going to be a great exposing what is being done underneath the ground in Rome. Maybe he said Italy. I forget which. What is being done underground and what is being done in the higher regions. And he talks a lot about these little ones, the children. He says that in a single day, something is going to be revealed to us that changes everything dramatically. That this cabal that we're living in America right now comes all down. And you and I in America are so used to hearing about all these politicians on both sides getting away with everything, just getting away with it, and persecuting other truth tellers, those that love America, just persecuting them endlessly. Those people, I believe, are in the process, under the hand of God, to bring all of this down. And it's up to you and I to expose all of this. Now, as I said earlier, I've worked in the movie industry all my life. I'm a storyteller myself. I'm out there still looking for good scripts like Sound of Freedom to produce and direct. Because movies have an emotional appeal for us, they emotionally move us. We need to get our friends and people that are skeptical about this kind of thing and don't want to learn about it. We need to tell our friends in church. We need to tell our people at work, go see this movie. Now, I saw it on 4th of July. I hear that it's outselling Indiana Jones 3-1. It's connecting with people because it's real. Why do we buy movie tickets for mindless nonsense that's basically misdirecting our attentions? And that can go for anything. You can be misdirected by all your investments in the NFL and the NBA and American League Baseball or movies or in music. You can just keep yourself distracted and pouring your money into tickets and your attention into it. Meanwhile, while someone's kid, maybe it's yours, is snatched away out of a supermarket, out of a Walmart, out of Sunday school. Do you hear what I'm saying? All right, so go out, see Sound of Freedom. I don't have anything to do with the movie. It's produced by Angel Studio. Uh, wow. Um, I don't know much about Angel Studio. I know they've been able to help give The Chosen a great launch. Uh, but there's times in the Bible where an angel of the Lord went out before the Lord. An angel of the Lord went before the Lord. And I think that same thing's happening today. There's something in this movie, Sound of Freedom, that's hypnotic. Jim Caviezel's performances are great, really, really great. And this director, there's something hypnotic about the way he filmed this, the way he uses his camera, the close-ups in his movies to get real with us, to connect the audience emotionally. I hope that you'll support this movie and don't rush out of the cinema after you see it. There's a message at the end that you need to hear. You need to be proactive about this. Listen, Christians, I'm calling you to task. Okay, that's the purpose of this video today. Okay, Jesus didn't promise us that we were going to have luxury and comfort all the time. He said we'd be persecuted. Okay, and when we keep ourselves busy with nonsense, and I'm guilty of that too, man. I've tried to pry myself away from social media, and it just sucks the hours out of your day sometimes. So I'm guilty of this too. But I'm begging you, share this video, share it with others, go see the movie, support Angel Studios so that they can make other movies like this. And frankly, we need to be saturating the cinemas. We need to get people back in the cinemas to see good epic movies instead of this nonsense crap that woke Hollywood is putting out, trying to influence our children, trying to influence us, trying to keep us distracted while the real evil is going on. And Hollywood is a part of that misdirection. The parallels of this real life story, The Sound of Freedom, we have a picture of it already, of nothing coming against it. It's Epstein Island, the client list, the mysterious so-called suicide where all the cameras went out and the guards just happened to be going to the restroom as he supposedly killed himself. Because what? Because what reason? Because those individuals that visited those islands are the people that God is going to burn down fire on with an intensity maybe never experienced in this universe ever. So shut off your CNN, your MSNBC, pay attention to these kind of videos because you're obviously not hearing it from anywhere else. So I want you to pray for Angel Studios, pray for all the great things that they're doing, pray for Dallas Jenkins, who is producing The Chosen. Give generously where you can and where you're led. Give sacrificially. Pray for me, because the devil doesn't like these kind of videos going out there. And as you'll hear Jim Caviezel talk about in his testimony, everything that could possibly come against them and go wrong to get this movie into the cinema that was shot in 2018 and just getting there now in 2023. That's not just accident or coincidences that all those things that came against this film happened to prevent it from coming out. It's no accident. You need to, if you're not seeing any of this and you think I'm just full of it, I'm going to challenge you. Okay, if you've paid attention this long, be bold. Call out to God. Find a private place if you want. Call out to God and say, God, if you're real, open my eyes. God is real. He's going to open your eyes. If you ask him sincerely, if you want to know the truth and you don't want to be fooled anymore and living in this fog and this haze we're in, okay, live boldly. And Christians and pastors, I want to say something to you here on the tail end of this. And this might sound contrary to what I just said, but call out to God, have him open your eyes. And once he opens your eyes, you're going to want to chase after him. But for all you pastors out there that in church and every head's bowed and every eye's closed to somehow make it more easy for somebody to come to God, I'm crying bullshit. Oh, you don't like the word? Sorry. I'm crying bullshit. When the Holy Spirit moves upon somebody, they are going to have the zeal to chase after God. Because God, Yeshua, Jesus said, the author and the finisher of our faith. Be bold for God, all you Christians. All those that you're about to take a step for God, chase after him, because we are living in interesting times. We are living in the end chapter, okay? And if you're confused by all these Revelation videos and tribulation videos and Antichrist videos, I got a 6-part series. Got 4 episodes in there you need to take a look at. And they're common sense. One by one, I chase down the evidence and present to you without getting into speculation about interpretation. I don't even touch the book of Revelation. No, I don't. I'm talking about what Jesus said in regards to the abomination of desolation, the great tribulation, the second coming. You're going to find it interesting, and I think I can pretty much guarantee you've never heard it in church before. Now, I'm not using speculation. I'm just giving you evidence and showing you very, very clearly. So, didn't want to digress into that, but pass this video along. Do your part. If you're an influencer or whatever you are, if you do occasional video blogs or you write on Twitter, share. Sound of Freedom. Okay? Share the chosen as well. All right? Till next time, thanks.